What's going on, guys? It's Murky here. You know, we got another review coming at you. Today, it's going to be which one is your best mouse bungee choice? Is there a best mouse bungee choice? Should you be fucking worried about, oh my god, I bought this mouse bungee. Am I going to get better Kovac scores if I buy the other one? I don't know what to do. Well, Murky's got all your fucking answers for you, and I'll let you know exactly what the deal is. So, we got three mouse bungees here. Few different price ranges, I guess. I don't even know how much the V2 costs, but we got your Amazon special Amazon mouse bungee. It's like $13 or something like that. It might be more expensive now. I think I picked mine up for $12.99. But you got this one. You got your Zowie Kamade, or however you say it. Kamade V2. Got this bad boy in pink. Thanks, Ryland. You're the man. And then we got the lunar dial. Y'all know about this one. So which one's the best? Which one should you buy? Should you be worried that you bought one and not the other and all that? Which one's going to be better for you? Why is it better? Things you need to look out for. All sorts of stuff from your Mouse Bungee Pro Murky. All right, let's get right into it. Right off the rip. First things first, don't buy a lunar dial. Why? Because this plastic connector at the end. That's why. If it was a rubber connector like the rest of these, I'd say buy it 100%. Go get it right now. But because it has this plastic stiff piece right here, connector, I don't know. I'll just keep calling them connectors because that's you connect your cable to them. But because it's plastic and it's so thin comparatively to some of the other ones where you could actually kind of bend them open, it's really easy with the Amazon one. It bends open really nice. The Zowie one's much stiffer, but it is rubber. But the plastic one has these sharp edge corners and they're not like sanded down. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's like plastic pieces that are like little burrs and whatnot that are still hanging off that need to be like sanded down, and it's just disgusting. It's a complete pain in the ass to try to get a cable inside these grooves because they're so skinny and they have no flex whatsoever. So if you have a stock cable, like stock shoelace paracord style cable, you're gonna have issues with this mouse bungee because you're gonna end up, if you keep switching it out and moving your cable in and out and back and forth and adjusting it, you're gonna end up breaking one of the wires inside that cable because of this mouse bungee because it's not soft enough on the connector. And I've had people DM me on Discord saying that they've broken cables because of this. And that's pretty much the main reason why I can't recommend a lunar dial. On to the next one, Zowie. Well, people are gonna ask, well, it's taller. Murky, it's taller. That means it's better. Well, I got pictures for you. It ain't. It ain't fucking taller. It's all a bunch of fucking lies that are told to you by these fucking people who want to be fucking woke and use these underground fucking shit. I guess I couldn't say shit, but these newer gaming companies with these newer products that aren't as well known and mainstream as the others. They want to act woke because they got something from them and say, oh, you guys don't even know about this product. It's so much better than the one that you're using that's on the mainstream. Well, guess what? It's not. This one's better. But yeah, I got the pictures. Which one's taller? You tell me. Anyways, next thing you're going to want to look into on these mouse bungees is the weight. They all weigh a good amount. The lunar dial, I think, is the lightest. But Murky, don't you have a scale for doing all your fucking mouse reviews? Yeah, I do. Let's bust that son bitch out. You see, how well can we get this set up? Take my word for it. 268 grams 372 grams, 262 grams. There's your weight comparisons of them all. I haven't had a single issue with any of these whenever I put tension on them with a mouse and tug on them. They all, the Zowie one being the gnarliest, of course, but they all have good flex in their springs and they're not going to go flying over. But one key thing about the lunar dial, which makes it so good, besides this stupid connector, is the side pivot. As you can see, I can get the springs to move sideways. I guess not as much this way. But on these other two, it's much harder to do that. Like, you have to kind of press into it. These are much more up and down. You don't get as much diagonal with them. You can if you go down first and then diagonal, which is what it's going to do. But it's going to feel a lot more seamless, like not as janky, like when your cable starts to tense up in your bungee. With this one, because it has a more smooth diagonal flex to the springs. God, I can't even think. But yeah, these two, not as much diagonal. They're gonna kind of tip. This one, you're pretty solid. The bases on all of them, pretty much, they're not sliding around. I never have issues with these sliding around. None of them. I put them on top of a desk mat. I don't even have them on like a just like pure desk surface. So even then, I still have no issues, and I don't suspect that you will either. What else? I guess I don't know what else to say about a fucking mouse bungee besides that. I mean, aesthetically, I mean, they all kind of they're not the they're not the prettiest things in the world, am I right? But what are you gonna do? The pink one's cool. I mean, not many. I guess this one's discontinued and whatnot. People don't got that, so that's cool. But I guess the main purpose for me putting this video out is to say, watch out with the lunar dial. It probably it's not the best mouse bungee. I'd go with this one over that. Maybe a Razor one or something like that. I don't have any of those. But it's also to say if you have an Amazon bungee, you're fine. You're not missing out on much at all, if anything. Like this does just fine. If I had 3 of these, I wouldn't be pissed off. If I had 3 of these, I wouldn't be pissed off. If I had 3 of these, I'd be like, wow, I guess I had to buy more because I'm not even able to switch out my cables and whatnot. But all of them work. They all pretty much do this same exact thing. You're not going to notice a big difference between any of them. And pretty much just get the one that you think looks the best and that you can afford. Don't get one that's that $7.99 one on Amazon. Don't get that one. If you're gonna get one off Amazon that's like not a name brand and whatnot, go with this one. It works just fine. It's tried, true, tested. I used it for quite a few months. Maybe not months, but a couple months. Does the job just fine. If I was at a LAN, I'd probably bring this one with me. Just because these ones are more expensive, and if someone were to snatch it or some shit, I'd be kind of pissed off if they snatched one of these, whatever. You put your own stickers, whatever on this. You could put your name on it, do whatever, personalize it. This one, it's not going to look as good if you do that. So there's different things that you can do with these. Don't be discouraged if you have some shitty mouse bungee, like an Amazon one, because they're all the same. This one has the best connector at the end because it is so flexible and rubberized. And rubber, I guess. It's not rubberized, it is rubber. But you can put pretty much any cable you want in there. Another side note, I don't use any of these bottom connecting parts, any of them. I don't. It's just a waste for me. I mean, I guess if you want to make your cable management all nice and neat and whatnot, that's cool. But I'm changing out the cables in them too often for me to give a shit about it. So to hell with it. They work just as fine with the cable just in the top piece. If any of you guys were wondering that as well, if you don't have a mouse bungee. But I'd say if you don't have a mouse bungee, and you're like into gaming and shit, you're into mice, you're into Kovacs, you're into all sorts of different aiming and mouse things. I'd say you probably should pick one up. They're nice to have. It does help a little bit. They're not necessary. You can get by without them. I went years and years and years without a mouse bungee. I just either taped it to my monitor or put some sort of weight on the cable so it wasn't going all over the place. You can look at Rafa, one of the best FPS gamers of all time. He uses his wallet, and every time he wins, his mouse bungee just gets that much better because it just gets heavier and heavier with more and more money he earns by playing Quake, the best game of all time. But anyways, use a commod, use a lunar dial, use an Amazon special. It doesn't matter. Use your wallet. Be like Rafa. They're all mouse bungees. Just watch out for switching out your cables in the lunar dial because the tip is not soft enough and it's not rubber and it's pretty much hard plastic that you cannot bend. So be careful with changing out your cables on that. Besides that, you're looking pretty straight on any mouse bungee you buy besides the $7.99 Amazon one with the little chrome ball or whatever there. That one I hear is actually really bad and doesn't weigh anything. But if it does weigh something, all the springs are going to be fine. As long as it's got a rubber tip, you're pretty much set. I wouldn't buy another one of these if you asked me if I wanted to. I wouldn't. I'd buy another one of these and another one of these. I wouldn't buy another lunar dial. But anyways, this is a 12-minute mouse bungee review. So we snuck that one in. Whatever. Later, boys. Have a good one.